What is consciousness? Most people go their entire life depending on it, using it, but they never actually know exactly what it is. So before I get deep into this video and this letter to the one, with you being the one that this letter is to, I'm going to define what consciousness is in the Webster's Dictionary. Consciousness. Definition. Number 1. A. The quality or state of being aware, especially of something within oneself. B. The state or fact of being conscious of an external object, state, or fact. C. Awareness, especially concern for some social or political cause. The organization aims to raise the political consciousness of teenagers is an example. Number 2, the state of being characterized by sensation, emotion, volition, and thought, meaning the mind. Number 3, the totality of consciousness states of an individual, one conscious whole. Number 4, the normal state of conscious life. Anything that has life is conscious. Number 5, the upper level of mental life of which the person is aware as contrasted with unconscious process. And that is consciousness. Now that was simple, but it doesn't really show you how consciousness works. And if it doesn't show you how consciousness works, then that means that you don't know how you work. So allow me to show you how you work. Now, as the screen goes dark, you could still hear my voice, but you're wondering what happened. I mean, you're making ideas of what happened because your awareness is kicking in and telling you that something is wrong. The screen has went black. You're going to choose to move on or you're going to choose to stay here. But you're conscious that I'm still here talking to you. This is no different than whenever you cut the lights off in your room at night and all of a sudden you can't see nothing, but you're conscious that you're there in your room. But whenever the lights turn back on, you see everything and you're aware of everything and your mind starts labeling everything. That's the way that your mind and consciousness works. Now this is where most people miss it. You don't see everything. You only see what you choose to see through the perception of your consciousness and all of the ideas that you have embedded in your consciousness. That light is what allows you to exist, to know that you are here, to know that you are you. Awareness is different. Awareness is like a flashlight coming from your eyes. Wherever you point that flashlight, that's what you become aware of. And when your awareness hits something, that object becomes real to you, not because it just appeared, but because you focused on it. Then it returns back to your consciousness, and that's when you put it in your mental filing cabinet and you label it good or bad. Once you label it, it resonates with you and you identify with it, and that's whenever you become the character. And it goes into the memory bank of consciousness for you. That's the way that consciousness works. When your awareness comes through, your object becomes clear to you. Not because you know what's going on, but because you chose to focus on the object. And this is where most people miss it. You don't see what you're looking at, you see what you focus on. That's where the next part comes in. When you see something, your mind automatically starts labeling it good or bad. Some things are important, some things aren't important. Now look at this. You can still see me, but I'm not being still the way that you want to see me. That's the issue. Your awareness is struggling to lock in, but if you just use your consciousness, you can still see what's going on, the bigger picture and everything that I'm talking about right now in this very moment. You're trying to lock in, trying to focus, but it's hard. When your awareness struggles, you feel confusion, discomfort, and all sorts of different emotions. It's not because your reality changed, it's because your focus did. So now you start to see something powerful, your life. It's not your awareness, it's what you focus on. See, your life has nothing to do with where you are or what you're doing. Your life always depends on what you focus on, how you label it, and how you perceive everything that you have in your life. That's what makes you. That's the power that you have, because you're an extension. And if you understand the way that God's mathematics work, you understand everything that I'm telling you clearly right now. If you're watching this right now, this isn't random. This video is strictly for you because you're somebody that understands it. You're a person that understands only what 1% of the world understands. And that's the power of consciousness. You can relate to what I'm saying. And I'm sure you've seen other similar videos just like this. But this video was particularly for you. Because just like this video, you're receiving this through your consciousness, from my consciousness to yours, from my awareness to your awareness. One connecting to one. When you begin to understand this, every connection, every line, everything you say, hear, do, believe, think, all of it connects to something else. It's always just one meeting another one. Whenever you really begin to understand that, you'll really begin to see how your reality and how you're creating everything in your world. If you really want to go deeper into this and see how it works, then just hold on real quick, because I'm fixing to show you. I'm going to take you to the class. But first, I have another way that you can see it, and you can see it by just looking at this book right here that I've wrote.
Most people don't need motivation, they need clarity. You don't lack talent, you don't lack opportunity, you lack direction. If you purchase this book, you'll unlock the mathematics within you that reveals how the universe truly operates.
Everything operates off of consciousness, but the thing is that there's a lot of systems that take place that we can't really see how they are. And the systems that take place are called God's mathematics. You can't go against them, and you can't not live without them, because the whole point of breaking any law and order creates chaos. That's why you have to have law and order. And if you understand God's mathematics, you'll float through this life like a breeze, because there are certain laws and orders that surpass any other law. And if you follow the God's mathematics, you can achieve and become anything that you want to be. And it always starts with you first, and you understanding the way that you work. In this book, Letter to the One, I promise you, you will never miss the mark. And you can also have different analogies and techniques to use to understand how this book works and how you work. And that's my letter to you. But hang tight. I got a little formula that I'm fixing to write out for you. That way you really understand it before you leave. So this is the full circle formula, that this is how your consciousness works. So first you start off with consciousness. And then your consciousness goes over here to your perception. Then you label something. You label what you think it is. Then it goes over here to identify. Once you identify with it, it's your reality. Then you put it back in your memory bank of your consciousness. So we got consciousness, perception, which your perception is going to be your awareness. That's the flashlight that you just seen earlier. Then, boom. Then you're going to label it. After your awareness kicks in, you label what you think it is. That's where you choose whether it's good, bad, important, or not. Once you get that awareness, then you start putting it in your mental archives. You know, everybody has a mental filing cabinet in their head. So that's what you're doing. Then you identify it with yourself. You identify it with the me. Who is the me? The me is the character in your movie. You're just observing it through consciousness. Get it? Observing, consciousness, perception, awareness. You're just observing what's going on. Then you get the label. You identify it with the character of the movie, and then now it's your reality, or what you would call your reality. And then it goes into your memory bank. You continuously, every day when you wake up and you're allowed to be conscious another day, you're constantly repeating this same cycle over and over and over and over and over again. But see, there's a trick to this. There's a method to this madness, and this is how you grow and you become the greatest version of yourself. So whenever you're self-aware and you understand this system right here, consciousness, perception, label, identify, consciousness, perception, awareness, good, bad, whatever I want to label it, identify it. I'm creating my character in my life. Boom, I create my reality. If you create who you are, you create the reality that you live in. It's all happening in your mind. It is all happening in your mind. But let me show you something else right here. So now this is the thing right here. I explained to you about consciousness, then you have perception, then you label it, then you identify with it, and then that makes it your reality and you install it into your consciousness, which is your memory bank, so to speak. Now, let me show you something right here. A lot of people get stuck in the same situation in life. If you look outside your life, that's your reality, right? So what's happening, this is what's happening, and it's all happening in your mind. I'm fixing to prove it. This is you right here. Boom. This is you. You're steadily dealing with the same stuff over and over. And it's constantly making a circle. It's constantly going around and around and around and around. So you're doing the same thing. Now hold that thought. What's happening is you're repeating the same cycles every week, going out, getting up, going to work, hanging out on the weekend, getting up, going to work, hanging out on the weekend. Your consciousness doesn't have nothing new. Your perception is the same. So you're constantly going around and around. And what that does, that just creates laziness, comfort, confusion. You get dizzy. But see, this is how people grow. And they're not going to tell you this. This is how people grow. We got the same individual, right? Boom. The same individual. Now what's happening with this person, the same thing, because everybody operates the same. But what they're doing is they're using their consciousness and it's spinning up. It's making a spiral. Because what's happening right here is, this is the same old bullshit. As a matter of fact, let me write that in red so you can see it. Same stuff. You're going around and around in circles. This right here, adding new stuff. So what's happening is you're spiraling up. You're spiraling up because you're adding new stuff to your consciousness, things that you didn't know. The more you put in your consciousness, the more you're going to grow and go up, period. It has nothing to do with your financial state. If you add more into your mind, or if you add more into your finances, it's inevitable you're going to grow. That's the way consciousness works. But this is the thing, though. I can't explain this to you very well from this 2D perspective. So really, I'm trying to explain something to you that's kind of like fifth dimensional or fourth dimensional. So this kind of looks like hieroglyphic. So I'm fixing to show you this little video real quick from a three-dimensional aspect. That way you'll really actually see what's going on with this. Stay tuned, keep watching, much love. Consciousness kicks in. Awareness equals perception. You're observing the object, but you're walking in circles because it's the same thing. Nothing is happening. You're just conscious. But whenever you become aware of new things, that circle spirals up and you ascend into a higher level of consciousness. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do one-on-one clarity sessions. The link is in the bio if need be. I'm the author of this book, Letter to the One, The Mathematics of God. It's also on Amazon if you want it paperback, ebook, or if you even want the hardcover. I'm working on my second book as well. It's in the works as we speak. I want everybody here to be aware and understand how consciousness works, and most of all, understand how you work, because you are consciousness. Everything that exists is consciousness. And this is just the beginning. This right here is baseline. So I promise you, look forward for all of the other videos that's coming. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because I'm fixing to start dropping videos like crazy. And the way that the world is, these secrets are necessary more than any. If you want to keep up with the world, you want to keep up with me, I promise you. Because whenever you keep up with me, you're keeping up with consciousness. And without consciousness, nothing exists. Take care. Much love.